Right behind me, I've got the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee Limited. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada, so reviews just like this. If you love car reviews, be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. And also thank you to Milton Chrysler for allowing me to review this new Cherokee Limited. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models that you can get with the Jeep Cherokees, the safety features that you do get with the limited model here, the engine specs, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course the pricing on this. Here are the different models that you can get with the Jeep Cherokees. And as for the safety features, here are all of them, so these are all the ones that come with this. As for what powers the Cherokee here, this does have the 1.6 liter turbo hybrid engine. Since this is paired with an electric motor, you also have regen braking. And you do get a combined 210 horsepower and 230 pound-foot of torque. Towing wise, you're looking at about 3,500 pounds, and fuel economy is about 6.1 liters in the city and about 6.7 liters on the highway. I'm also going to throw up the window sticker for this because it does have some optional features added to it. All right, well, let's start off in the front of this fully redesigned Cherokee. I think they've done a pretty good job with this. It actually looks a bit more aggressive than it used to. So on the bumper here, you have a kind of like this full plastic here in black. You've got the designing here, and around this, you have like the granite trimming, some openings at the bottom there, and then in the middle, you do have that massive sensor. And on the corners, you have the LED fog lights, and then really you just move into the Jeep grille here, the iconic Jeep grille, the 7-slot grille. So you do have this section and this section that's closed up, but then the middle, all of the rest of them are open. And even on this, you have gloss black within everything here, but also the granite. So all of this trimming here is granite, and then obviously the gloss black like I mentioned. And then are these super unique looking LED front lights. So you have the LED bar that kind of goes around in like a U shape, and then you have your usual lights in the center there. And up on the top here, you do have the Jeep badging, of course. All right, let's swing around to the side. You've got the nice Jeep Cherokee looks here, and one thing that this does have added on, hopefully you can see it with the snow, but it does have the dual pane panoramic sunroof up top. You've also got the black roof rails, and then around your windows is all black trimming. The center here is the gloss black. Your door handles are pretty unique because you don't actually have the door handle that you pull. It's actually a button. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but it's right inside there. It's just a button that you just press and it opens. So there's no physical door handle that pulls out. And then as for the side mirrors, you do have them in gloss black, including the turn signals built in. And then the side of the front doors, you do have the Cherokee letters there. And then pretty much the whole bottom of the vehicle and around the wheels, it's all black plastic. And speaking of wheels, you've got these very nice looking wheels. You've got the granites going on, the aluminum's going on, and these are your 18-inch wheels. And I think this suits the vehicle perfectly because if I do take a step back, you can see it fits pretty good with this. All right, coming around to the rear of the Cherokee here, the nice looks definitely continue. Now on the bumper here, you do have the same bumper, the black plastic. You've got the granite in the center there, and then the reflectors on the corners, and more of like this designing at the back. Also back here are your rear safety sensors, and then you move into the tailgate area. So on here, you're gonna have a 4x4 badge, a Jeep badge again, obviously, and then the limited badging. And of course, your rear backup cameras there. And then if you take a look at these tail lights, very nicely designed. These are LED. You've got like kind of like this square design or shape going on with everything. But yeah, these look pretty cool actually. Now up top here, you do have like this built-in spoiler area with a brake light and of course your washer. Now let's go ahead and open up the tailgate and see what we have back here. So there's a button back here. This is power opening, of course. So right now, the second row is folded down, so you kind of have an idea of how much space you have if all of the rows are folded down. I'm going to put those up so you have an idea as well, once they are folded up, how much space you have. All right, now that the second row is up, look at how much space you have even with the second row up. So you really don't have to put that down because this is a massive cargo area. You can fit a ton of things on this, especially if you're going on family road trips and you just need to fit a ton of luggage back here. And other things back here will just be the built-in hooks, the tailgate button here, and then over here you do have a 12-volt outlet. And then lifting up the carpet area here, underneath you do have your spare tire, and you can kind of tuck things around this, or if you really don't need a spare tire and you want to run life risky, then you can take it out and have even more space down here. All right, let's check out the interior and see what we have on the new Cherokee. So it's an all black interior, but there are bits and pieces that do stand out. So down here you do have some space. You got a speaker right here. You've got soft touch material here, and this nice like light brown contrast stitching and this cool trim piece with the designing. And really, that's pretty much it for the door trim area. Now, like I was mentioning on the exterior, how there's no physical like door handles to pull, it's just a button. Well, it's the same thing on the inside. You just have a button right there. And I'll show you this on the front, but for some reason on the back, or I just can't find it, there's no like emergency latch in case the electronic button does not work. All right, let's check out the interior. So these seats are all black. You got the soft touch everywhere, perforated back, bottom sections, the nice contrast stitching everywhere. Everything looks pretty good with this. And if we go ahead and pull down the center armrest here, you do have your cup holders. Now I'm gonna jump back here and show you the legroom and the headroom. All right, in terms of the legroom, it's not all that bad, even though the driver's seat can be adjusted, but I do like how this area here is curved. So you have a little bit more room for your knees. Now, in terms of the headspace here, again, headspace, same thing for the legroom. It's pretty good back here. I'm comfortable. I'm wearing a hat. I'm 5'11" for reference, so I can move around comfortably. Now, behind the driver and the passenger seats, I love how there's no plastic. It's just soft touch material everywhere. There's no extra storage pocket here, but you do have one on the passenger side. Now, over on the rear console area, you just have your venting, some nice designing, and then USB ports. All right, let's check out the front and see what we have going on compared to the rear. Now, up here, it's identical to the rear, obviously, but down here, you do have a little bit more space. And another difference up here is this area. So you have this up here with the nice like designing there with the contrast stitching. You did not have this in the back. It was all just this piece here. So up here you do have a little bit of a different trim. Now here's what I was talking about at the rear when it comes to the secondary door handle. So there's one right here. So they don't have this in the rear, just in the front. And then you just have your usual main button right here, how you open it. And then up here, just your usual window controls and your side mirror controls. Now let's check out the front seats. These are identical to the rear. These are very nice, very comfortable, perforated back, bottom sections, the contrast stitching. The front seats do come heated, which is nice. And over on the side here, you have all of your power adjustments for your seats. And underneath, nothing too fancy, just your foot pedals. And even up here, so you have your electronic parking brake. There's no actual lever for your hood release. It's all electronic here now. You just press the button and that's it. And then moving further up here, you do have your gas release, your gas cap release, and then all of your lighting controls, cluster dimmers, and then even around the venting, you got the nice chrome trimming. This trimming that you just saw on the doors with the contrast stitching, and everything looks very cool, including this gray trimming as well. As for the steering wheel, this is manual adjustable. All right, entering inside, and when I go ahead and start up the vehicle here, you get the nice Cherokee animation that plays, which is very cool. So once you're inside, you actually have a decent sized dashboard, and you do have like this hard soft material with the contrast stitching. You've got also this plastic trimming with the nice designing. You got a speaker there, speaker in the center, and on the other side. And then you get into this very cool looking fully digital cluster area. This is a 10.25 inch digital cluster area. And on here, you can view a ton of different things, and all of that is controlled through here and this middle button right here. So if I press the middle one, it's gonna bring up all of this, which I can kind of flick through at the top. If I press it again, it comes out to this screen. If I press it again, it comes back to this. So you do have kind of like different screens that you can see. But yeah, very nice that you can have that customization. And in terms of like information wise, there's a ton of information on this. In terms of the steering wheel, you do have the soft touch, the contrast stitching. This also comes heated, which is nice. You've got more of like this black and the chrome trimming that goes everywhere all around. The nice Jeep badge here, gloss black around that. And look at the shape of the steering wheel. I really like the top and then the flat bottom here, which is pretty neat. On the left side, you have all your cluster controls, including the middle. The top and bottom are your phone controls. The other side, you have all your cruise control settings, follow distance, lane keep, all of that good stuff. And behind the steering wheel, you also have media controls right there. And not only that, you also have the front and rear wiper controls, high beams, and indicators. All right, moving to the center here, the armrest, you do have the soft touch, the contrast stitching, and opening this up, you do have quite a bit of room in here. Plus, you do have an outlet down there. You have a phone holder here, which is also a wireless phone charger. And then on the center console here, you have this nice trimming with the designing, the lines and everything. Here you have the auto hold. Here is the off-road cruise control. And then you have a ton of gloss black here because you do have your rotary shifter here. All of your different modes that you can put this bad boy in. Here's the engine start stop, which is pretty unique, and even like the bezeling around that stands out a lot. You have the front cup holders obviously, and then more space in here. Up here you have a few more buttons. You have your lane keep, traction control, low gear, and then your parking sensors to turn them on or off, and then more USB ports. Here are your heating and cooling temperature controls. When you do press this, you do have like this haptic feedback, which is pretty neat. And then you get into this very nice and very sharp looking touchscreen. This is a 12.3 inch touchscreen, and I really like what they've done with this, because if you look on the sides here is your heated seat controls, the heated steering wheel, all that good stuff, and the passenger side as well obviously, but very nicely done in terms of like how the edges are. It looks very seamlessly integrated. So let's check this out. Let's go to the home page. So on here, I really like what they do with this, because you do have widgets that you can add. So if I go back here, here's what it looks like. So you have a split screen, but you can add more things and edit things, which is pretty cool. If I go under the media section, here is your AM, FM, Sirius XM, all that good stuff. You also have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If we go under the comfort section, you can also control the heating and cooling from here, or obviously down here. And again, you have the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, all that good stuff. Now, if I go under phone, this is your usual. Once you do have your phone connected, you can play around with that. Under vehicle, you do have a few tabs up top. So right now it is under the controls tab. So you have your mirror dimmer, rear view camera right there. And now let's go to autonomy. So on here, this kind of tells you that all of your sensors are working, because they are green obviously. And if you click on any of them, it tells you exactly what that sensor is. So the front one I was showing you, it's the front radar one, and it gives you kind of like a little blurb on like what it does exactly. I think this is very cool because you can learn a lot about the vehicle. So this is the driver's side. You also have the rear, the passenger side, and then the front end as well. So it gives you a lot of information about your sensors, the safety stuff, and you can learn about that. Now let's go on to the e-hybrid. So here you have all of your information. You have the power flow, the driving history. So this is pretty cool as well. Controls we already saw. Now under settings, you have all of these tabs that you can go through and adjust all of the settings to your liking. Now lastly, let's go to the apps section. You have all of these tabs that you can go through. Or you can have all of them displayed here and you can just scroll through. Also, if you notice the top here, if I just click this, it's gonna drop down kind of like your shortcuts, so you can adjust whatever you want here. Also, if I just click the little heated steering wheel in the seat, it brings the shortcut as well. Now right above, up here, you have your hazards, and then moving further up, you just have your rear view mirror, and moving further up, you have your tailgate button here, interior lights, SOS, assist, your sunroof controls, sunshade controls, all that good stuff. And if I pop this down, here's where you put your sunglasses. And here is the key fob for the Jeep Cherokee. This is your usual Jeep key. All right, let's come around to the passenger side and let me show you what you get on this side here. So on the dashboard, I really like how they have this gray trimming here, along with the chrome trimming, and then of course this that you saw on the doors with the contrast stitching. Very nicely done with that. And then you just have your usual glove compartment space. And here is the window sticker for this Jeep Cherokee here. The pricing that you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this all new, fully redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee Limited. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of this?